If you own an Evo 8 or 9 and plan installing a JDM bumper, or actually have a JDM bumper, or even plan on owning one in the future, like a Evo 8, you have to watch this video. In today's video, I'm gonna cover how to correctly install your JDM bumper. And I wish I honestly saw this video before I even installed this JDM bumper on my gray car. You guys will see in the video. But anyways, let's get right to it. You might be asking yourself, why another video on a JDM bumper install or license plate when I've already done 2 videos on the JDM bumper? And the reason being is because I've never been able to figure out how to do the license plate bracket and the lighting all by using OEM Mitsubishi parts. And the reason we can't do that is because it honestly requires a JDM car, but I'll explain that in the video. First, let me raise the car up and then I'll show you guys all the parts that you need to be able to make this happen. This is actually, I think, gonna be a very valuable video for some people, at least that are crazy like me, that wanna do everything correctly and as fast as possible. Let's go ahead and raise the car up. These are all the parts that I got. All of these parts are coming straight from Japan. I tried getting them here locally in the US from the dealers. They don't carry it, you could order it, but then they told me it could take up to 16 weeks. So anyways, point is I ended up getting it from Japan, which was really, really cool to get all of these parts in less than like 2 weeks. First, let me show you some of the part numbers just in case you guys want them. This is just for a clip. And then this is for something I'm gonna explain later. I'm gonna put all of these part numbers in the description just so you guys can have them. And then this is like the little flap, which I was confused. And then these are the 2 light bulb brackets, housings that actually work for the JDM bumper. Everything changes, believe it or not. It's not like the USDM bumper. And this is something that I never understood. Everybody in the US is making these like homemade custom brackets for the lighting and for the license plate. And I was confused ever since I did the GG, like why do I have to custom make something? And I'll put a video here on the right of when I did that to the GG Evo, the gray one. And it always stayed in my head, like why can't I follow like the OEM way, like, you know, however it came for this JDM bumper, because this bumper after all is an OEM bumper for the Evo 9. So I was always super confused. And to make this short story short, and I don't want to make it super long and I don't want to rant over this video, is we cannot do this unfortunately with a US car. I mean, you can, but let me explain. Something that blows my mind is that all of these websites, first of all, STM carries this on their website, STM Map and JD Customs. Everybody carries this. No pun intended towards them, great companies, all of them. But they carry this on their website and they say, JDM bracket, license plate, you're gonna need this. I'm not even kidding, it's on the description. It says, this is a must-have part if you're swapping over to the JDM bumper. You're never gonna be able to use this unless you have an actual JDM car. And I'll explain why, unless you make a bracket, which hopefully this will help a lot of people do this the correct way. And then they carry this flap on the website, and it says like, this is something you will need if you're changing to a JDM bumper, but again, you won't be able to use this unless you have a JDM car, and you have this bracket right here, which is for the light brackets and the light bulbs itself. And then you can't use this unless you have the JDM housings, which let me unbox for you guys so you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology. Unless you have these. So everything changes on the JDM bumper, and none of this is stated. I mean, I found one forum that had it, but besides that, none of this is stated anywhere. And I mean, maybe there is and I just didn't find it, but hopefully my point after all of this is just to make sure that I'm able to help you guys out. So if I wasn't able to find it, maybe there's a lot of you guys that haven't found this information, and I consider that really valuable information, at least to me, because I really like doing all of this stuff correctly. And for us US people that are switching to JDM bumpers, there's not a lot of information. Like this bracket right here in the back, believe it or not, goes let me see where goes in this right here. Like, who knew that? Like, I never knew that. Maybe again, maybe this is just me and I didn't know this, but if I didn't know this, and there's a lot of you guys that don't know this, this bracket goes for the JDM bumper, and a lot of us don't have this bracket there. That bracket goes with this bracket right here, and then it goes here somehow, some way. We'll check how it goes. I think it goes like this. And this is an extra support for the bumper. All of this stuff is not done at all when people, or at least in the forums and the people that I've seen install JDM bumpers, companies, shops here in the US, the way they've put it on videos and all of that, it always left me curious as why is it not done with OEM parts if this is an OEM bumper. But I'm here to fix that. Enough ranting today. Today I am going to install all of these brackets from Japan. Paid a ton of shipping to get them here, but I finally got them. I'm going to cover how to install all of this on the JDM bumper and do it correctly. Now, one thing that I do want to cover, I said this wasn't going to be a rant, and here I am talking a lot, sorry. But this is, again, really cool information. One thing that I do want to cover is that if you want to do everything exactly the way it is with this JDM bumper in Japan, I don't know exactly where these bumpers were released. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the UK got these bumpers, and Japan, obviously. There's a couple of places that got this JDM bumper. Unfortunately, US didn't get it. One thing that you guys are gonna want to do and have to do, unfortunately, US cars, they have the crash beam in the rear. In Japan, they don't have these crash beams, so this car doesn't have the crash beam. In Japan, they have this little bracket right here. And you're going to need this bracket if you're going to use this right here. And the reason I'm saying that is because this thing goes like this. And if you don't have this, you're not gonna have a mounting location for this. So that's why it blows my mind that all of these websites have these brackets listed on their website, and they have it as necessary for when you're gonna swap into a JDM bumper. Like, you're never going to be able to use this bracket unless you make something custom, or I don't know. But I'm going to measure in the video like the length from here to here, and maybe from like one of these holes to here, just in case one of you guys want to like weld and you guys are fabricators. This is a really easy bracket to make. It's just a little L-shaped bracket. You could weld it. You could have a welder spot welded right here, and then you could just easily make this bracket. I'm gonna measure, and if any of you guys are interested ever, I'll measure, take pictures on my phone, and if you guys need that information, I'll send it over to you guys. Just DM me or something. I'll put it here on the video just in case. But again, you will never be able to use this, I think, unless you have this little bracket right here on the car, and the US car doesn't have that bracket there. So I know that was super long, and hopefully you guys do understand. I'm gonna install everything on the bumper itself, the lighting and everything, and then at the end I'll show you guys like the finished look and result. Two of you guys actually sent me on Instagram a DM and pictures exactly of how this went assembled. The community, all of you guys are just insane. I really truly appreciate the ones that send me that DM and those pictures of the bumper and everything. Huge shout out to you guys. I really appreciate you. Let's go ahead, enough talking, and get to assembling the license plate lights. So far so good. Flap is already installed. I didn't have any like grommets, rubber grommets, so I had to use rivets, which ended up working, but if you have rubber grommets, definitely recommend for this pieces. Bulbs and license plates, I went with these LED bulbs. Usually these are pretty good, they don't flicker or nothing like that. And then this is the way the bracket looks. And just to explain, again, a lot of this stuff is gonna be very new. I don't think a lot of people know about this bracket, but it's just gonna go like this right here, and then I'm gonna use these mounting holes that the JDM bumper actually comes with. And this flap is so the light doesn't just portray through the bumper, I believe. These are the mounting holes that I'm talking about. As you can see, the bumper comes with everything needed to do it OEM. We officially have the license light bulb bracket on. Pretty simple, 2 screws here, and then look at how the flap works. It is really squared to basically shine the light on the plate itself. Pretty cool to figure this out. Let's go ahead and install this bumper on the car, see how they look on with the license plate on the car. Wanted to take a quick little break to present to you guys this week's sponsor, which is Think Car. One of the things I like the most about Think Car is that it is composed by car enthusiasts like me and yourself, and they provide some of the best diagnostic tools in the market. In this case, I am presenting to you guys ThinkScan SF100, which this is an OBD2 scanner. You could do anything from resetting your ABS, airbags. You can log all of your maintenance and scan all of the codes that you might need on any of your cars. This is just helping you diagnose problems quicker and more efficient. Hopefully we don't get to that with this car, but it always happens where you need to scan a car, and this is super cool and convenient. It also connects to Wi-Fi. You can use Google on this thing, so if you have a code and you need to search it up, it is kind of cool. All of the things this little scanner could do. Again, it's like an iPhone, which is super cool. Touch screen and everything. I'm going to be putting everything down below in the description. Go check them out. Thank you, Think Car, for sponsoring this video. And let's go ahead and get back to the action. So I just have the bumper mocked up. I don't have it bolted up, but just to show you guys again, a little bit of how the lights go. Look at how crazy and perfectly flush. You can never beat OEM. And even the light bulbs itself are like aiming towards the license plate. Super flush. All I have to do is put the bracket for the license plate, which I'm gonna do towards the end. Look at the reason for the flap. That flap is basically making sure that the light is just aiming, I guess, towards the license plate, and it's not going back here, so then the light doesn't slip away through the back of the car. Pretty cool, weird design, to be honest. Not super like, oh my god, it's amazing, but let's go ahead and test this out. Most nerve-wracking part, turning off the lights. Let's turn them on. Let's just go ahead and do this. Hopefully. Yes, we have lights. Let's go. Perfect. So as you guys can see, aiming straight to the floor. Obviously, once I have the license plate here, it won't seep through the back. That's exactly what I mean of why this is here itself. This is kind of cool. Let's see how this looks from far. Super cool and bright, which is exactly what I wanted. Let's go ahead and finish this up. So excited to get this car out on the road. It's gonna look so good. Good news. we have successfully installed our license plate bracket and our LED bulbs. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm a little bit hesitant, I'm not going to lie. This is the way I guess it sits OEM, but now I'm used to the way I had it in the GG, which was a little bit higher and tucked. I'll put a picture, it was like right here. And since this is a JDM bracket, the plate holes don't match with USEM. This is an old plate from one of my Puerto Rico cars, but it doesn't match, so you will have to drill the plate, or I don't know. The flap itself, which I was super curious what the hell was this flap for. It is to hide the light so it doesn't portray beneath the car. But this license plate bracket that goes here, which is OEM, I'm not convinced. It sits really, really low. So let me explain. It sits really, really low. It kind of covers part of the diffuser. Let me center it for you guys so you guys can see it centered. Kind of covers a little bit of the diffuser, and it does look low to me. Again, to the naked eye, like this is the way you see it. So I honestly believe this is the correct spot for it. But I don't know, I really got used to the way the GG1 had it, which was nice and tucked and centered and perfect. But it did require a lot of like modifications on the rear end of the bumper, which is not nice and perfect. So I guess sometimes you gotta win some and you gotta lose some. And this is one that I am not so convinced yet. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to link every single part that I use, all of the brackets and everything. I'm not gonna be able to link them, but I'll put the part numbers for you just in case you guys are able to get them in the US. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm curious to know, should I know that there's a lot of fabricators now that are making these US brackets for the JDM bumper. Should I try to get and buy one of those brackets to see if it kind of puts it up? It's still not OEM, but it's a lot better than what I custom made. Again, I'll put those two videos here. I've done a couple of videos on the JDM bumper install. Hopefully this video was informative to you guys, because again, I didn't know a lot of these brackets existed. I didn't know, I was dying to find out why the hell this bracket right here is sold on so many STM, Map Performance, and all of these websites, and how come I couldn't use it for the GG. I was dying to know a lot of those questions. Hopefully I was able to answer all of those for you. That was the whole point of this video, just to clarify that there are brackets that are not here in the US that you could get from Japan, and it will work. But I don't know, I'm not so convinced with the way, I don't know. Again, it looks really good. The license plate and the LED lights are amazing. Those are perfect, flush and everything. But the license plate, I'm guessing since we are in the US and it's not the correct license plate that they have in Japan and all of that, maybe that's why it looks kind of funky. I'll figure it out. I'll see if my OCD doesn't kill me at night and I'm able to sleep and not have to worry about that and actually focus on getting this thing out on the road. I still have to figure out the fenders, and I still have to align this bad boy, which is gonna come up next. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know it was something super rare and super quick, specifically for my able people, but like always, keep grinding, stay safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.